So if you're loving this discussion, then head to thesecondparadigm.com/47. And we're going to talk about this the whole month of October.
You must know how to translate what works for you. Mm-hmm. Like that is a skill worth having. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you're just going to get blown around like a tumbleweed in the wind.
Yeah.
And that ain't sexy.
In my head, in my mind, I'm all alone, stuck in time. But in my soul, I always know I am
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back
To the Second Paradigm Podcast.
We're your hosts,
David Rostowski and
Miriam Wagner. Did you like our new intro?
I know.
And if you haven't checked it out, you got to go over to YouTube. You got to watch it.
That's true.
And on YouTube, you also get to see the extended video version only.
Very cool. Very, very cool. We updated it, which if you watched on Monday, you already know this. Maybe you've already seen it.
Maybe you've seen it. This is your third time seeing
Maybe.
it.
Or maybe this is your first time. Or maybe you haven't seen it at all. In which case, head over to YouTube. Check it out.
Yes. And if you're on YouTube watching this, you've seen it. And
Hello.
you love it.
And if you're subscribed, then we're probably going to shout you out at some point.
Yes. Subscribe and comment. Shout out, Bobby. You're our shout out of the week.
Oh.
I did it early.
Whoops, I know. No, I love it. No, it's great. You don't need to
Hi,
wait
Bobby.
at all.
Love you.
Hello. Thanks for tuning in.
Yes.
So today we're talking about a guide for empaths. We're going to just scratch the surface.
Okay.
Because there's multiple pieces. It then goes into trauma. It goes into all sorts of stuff about the collective energetic, and then specifically what to do about it, all of those things. So if you're loving this discussion, then head to thesecondparadigm.com/47. And we're going to talk about this the whole month of October.
Yeah, we've already got a good crew in there
We do
too,
have a good
which is
crew
cool.
in there. It is awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite docs that's ever come
Can
through.
I just say that if you sign up for this and it's your first time ever doing a mini course for $47 with us, and then you decide to take the next month's course, it's no longer $47.
Mm-hmm. Consecutive months
Yes.
are $33.
Yes. You get the special pricing, which is just fun.
We
So
always hook up our people.
I know.
Yeah. I love it. It's so fun. I love giving discounts and bonuses and all sorts of stuff
Yeah.
to our people.
I know.
Yeah,
It's
it just
awesome.
feels really good.
Agreed. I kind of want to lay down for this one.
Yeah, you're welcome to.
Shocker.
Yeah, let me actually read this piece. I wasn't going to.
Well, I was going to say we need the audio clip anyway for the group.
I know. I need to. Well, yeah, I'm going to read the whole thing. Yeah, in the group, there's going to be the full doc. This is a piece of it. I don't know if you can see it. Oh, kind of. You can't. But I'm going to read a piece from page 3 under the heading Your Collective Evolution.
Can you tilt me so I'm in the screen a little bit more?
Yes, of course. Let's
But okay, cool. Oh, there we
zoom
go.
this out a little bit.
How do you feel about our mustard colored blanket? I really like it.
I like it a
Oh my
lot,
God.
too.
I was on the phone with my mom the other day.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, so I was thinking about getting you a blanket. Your couch is blue, right? And I'm like, yeah. She's like, yeah, it's kind of a yellow, like it's like mustard.
Weird.
And I'm like, Mom, are you kidding? I'm like, I just got a mustard blanket.
Your mom is so intuitive.
I
It's
know,
crazy.
it's insane.
It's
She has the
ridiculous.
witchiest powers ever.
Back in the day, I had these fidget spinners, where you'd hold it and then you spin it and it's like, and it spins around the thing. And your mom got me
Yeah.
a fidget spinner. Like I was literally just looking at them on Amazon.
We had just started
and
dating
she's
too.
like, oh, I got him this little fidgety thingy. And we're
Yeah.
like, wait, does it spin around? She's like, oh yeah, it spins. We're
Yeah.
like, oh my goodness.
Yep. She got you a fidget spinner, a
That's crazy. And
pop
a pop
socket.
socket, which I just got a pop socket too.
Yeah, we were looking at those, and then
Yeah.
she got and sent you gummy bears.
Oh yeah, I love gummy bears.
Uh-huh. So
Gummy bears.
we should get a PO box so people can send us gummy bears.
Oh my goodness. That would be fun. We should get a P.O. box.
Yeah?
Oh my God. And then we'll have mail time and we'll unpack
that
all the
would be
second
real-
paradigm gifts.
That'd be really
Oh,
fun.
that's so cool.
Nobody sends us anything.
Yeah.
I would love to do
goodness.
something like that.
I would love to do something
How do
like
we
that
get a
too.
PO box?
There's a mail place down by the
A post office.
down in Ballard. There's
Okay.
that little mail place.
Okay.
And we can check it out. It'd be
That's
really cool.
fun. Would you guys send us stuff?
I don't know. Yeah, let us know in the comments if you'd send us anything. If we get more than one comment, maybe we'll.
Yeah, even if
We'll
you
open
send
up
us
a
a
PO box.
card, anything.
Yeah.
That would be so fun.
Oh, that would be so fun.
Uh-huh. Is
And then
that
you can
weird?
say,
Are we
like,
soliciting
please
gifts?
read this on the podcast, or
Oh,
don't
yeah.
read this on the podcast,
Yeah.
or whatever, you know?
Oh, I like
Are we
that.
soliciting gifts? What do you mean?
Like, are we like, send us gifts? Is that weird?
Oh, we're just asking if it's something it's really common on YouTube.
Yeah, that's
Very,
true.
very common. Anyway, let's read about your collective evolution.
Yeah.
Your collective evolution. It's funny in these documents, it's always like, your planet. And it's like, well, you know, because it's from B. Not from
Oh,
A.
yeah.
So it's funny feeling into language.
'Cause-
I'm like, it's definitely your planet, not this planet, you know?
Oh,
when I'm
yeah,
feeling
yeah.
into all the words.
Yeah, because his planet, he's good. He's already evolved.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. There's this very specific line in here. It says collective archetypes pull individuals into buckets and archetypes that don't actually resemble their truest essence. Collective change pulls individuals into what's trending over what's truly present for them. Collective pain allows the body to continue to play out old patterns that are no longer actually present for the individual, continuing to pull these energetics from the collective out of habit, even though they no longer reside within. So let us get specific here. When you allow yourself to be plugged into the collective energetic, you surrender your own soul essence in favor of what's collectively present. You begin to be shaped by the energetic trends versus your own personal journey. Most don't even recognize they're doing this. There's subtle choices being made moment by moment to feel into the room, into the city, and out into the collective as a whole. So there's this really common thing that happens with spiritual people who are empaths, or who consider themselves to be empaths, where they start just feeling everything. Like, man, I'm so overwhelmed by the state of the world, so overwhelmed by what's happening in my community, so overwhelmed by what's happening in even geopolitical affairs. That's not necessary. And I remember this, when this first came through, it blew my mind, because it feels like, just from mainstream spirituality, being out there, you see the memes, you see everything, and it feels normal to be swamped by energy. It feels normal to be totally taken out by what's happening in the world, and to feel everyone in the room, to go out and to feel everyone's shit. And so much so that it's become common knowledge that you go out and you feel things that aren't yours. But we're moving into a time where the leaders of this world are highly individualized. So look on YouTube, look out into the world at your favorite people, and more often than not, the bulk of them aren't people who are feeling into everything and trying to get every perspective on everything. More often than not, they're highly, highly opinionated. They are highly, highly themselves. Even in the doc, it uses Donald Trump as an example. Like, look at who won the presidency. It's someone who's highly individualized. He's himself. He's not highly considerate of everything around him. And
Not even lowly considerate.
not even a little bit considerate. The thing that this does is it starts to give permission to everyone to be more of themselves.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, the way we're headed as a collective is everyone is being themselves, and that's what creates synergy. That's what creates connections with other people. That's what creates the 1 + 1 = 3, like two parts or the sum is greater than its parts, the synergy. If we aren't a full whole, if we aren't fully ourselves, and we're just feeling into everything and we're representative of everything, then what are we actually doing?
Yeah.
What are we actually bringing to the world? So this doc, and one of the main points behind it is to be able to disconnect from the collective and really focus on being you in the world. And we talk about this a lot, but lots of this is the mechanics behind it and the why behind it. Because if you are feeling into the collective, right, that piece, it's essentially surrendering our soul essence, the thing we came here to bring to the world. It's surrendering our soul essence in favor of just what's collectively present. And we see it with various coaches or thought leaders out there who are in the collective debate so much that they're not doing their work right now. And that's what's crazy, is watching really, really incredible people who have led and pioneered so much of spiritual movements and so many of even other movements, other philosophical movements, all of that, who get swamped in the debate of the present and in the collective current, and aren't sharing their message, even for just a short period of time. And you can see it. And often there's lots of controversy around it. There's lots of things that I think for them are bringing their awareness to it so that they can become more of themselves. But this idea of really being ourself in the world and seeing that the thing that this collective really wants right now isn't a let's take into consideration every single person's opinion and all of the energetics and try to make the best decision for everyone. It's more so, here's the thing that I really genuinely feel is true and right and me. And doing that creates permission for other people to do the same for themselves. And that's where the world genuinely moves forward. Because there are lots of collective archetypes out there that are overtaking the soul essences of people who are here to be themselves. And we see even like funny videos about it on YouTube or something, the like the funny meme videos where they're like the 9 boyfriends that you had in college, and it's all of the archetypes. And they like those videos are true, and they make people laugh because they're genuine archetypes that people are playing into. But when you're playing into one of those archetypes, you aren't yourself. And even if it feels kind of like you or more representative of you than anything else, it's still not quite you. And I think those are the realizations that people start to have, and they start to awaken, and they start to go, oh my goodness, the traditional path actually isn't for me, or this archetype that I've been playing, this role that I've been playing, this character that I've been playing actually isn't me. Yeah. Because there may be like 100 characters or something, right? Or even like Carl Jung's archetypes, there's 200, I forget how many archetypes there are that he like identified in his thing. The truth is there are 7 billion archetypes here on this planet, but there's just a very small subset that we're allowing ourselves to play collectively. So what does it look like to bring your unique archetype into the world as yourself, and to allow that to be a permission slip for the world to also step into their own archetypes and to step into their own truths? That's really the core of what we're talking about here with a guide for empaths, and even just beyond in this work, lots of the things that we're dialing into. And that's why we feel it's so important to become yourself in the world.
Yeah. It's fascinating too with the whole, because like you said in the last episode, of like being an empath is like having that badge of honor. And there's something about like people loving like the oneness, like all of that. But I mean, I still stand firm in like the oneness is just an emergent thing that happens when you are an individual, when you're not feeling into the room. I think we spoke about this somewhere. We talked about, we went to an event and they led us through a meditation of like basically
feel into the room, feel into the city, feel out into the whole world.
And everything in me was like, nope.
Same.
Nope. Stay connected.
We talked about it afterwards. We weren't even laying in the same space. Both of our eyes were closed. Yeah. And you were like, hey, I didn't do that meditation. I was like, oh yeah, I got a definite no to do that meditation.
It was very clear to like, nope, stay in your own oversoul unit. Just right here. Just stay right here. Stay in your body. There's no need to feel into the collective. Because like I popped out a little bit just to see, because I was like, oh, I'll be a good human and follow these fucking made up rules. And I was it was like yuck. Was the feeling. I was like, oh no, I don't want to feel into the whole room. Like feel everybody else's stuff. So and then, but I did go through this wave of like feeling like I did it wrong because I didn't leave my body and I didn't feel into the room and I didn't. And it's fascinating. There's like this restoring of sovereignty in your own personal truth, and no matter what anybody's saying or leading you through or guiding you through, like knowing that you've got to do it your way. Like you must. You must know how to translate what works for you. Like that is a skill worth having. Otherwise you're just going to get blown around like a tumbleweed in the wind. And that ain't sexy.
You know what's a funny idea about being in your body? I've never really thought about it this way, but we were on the call the other day. We were talking about, I was like, imagine your body as like an empty shell, like, and filling it fully with yourself. Because we were talking to someone and she paints and she's incredible, but she's also pulling information. She's pulling essences and pulling these ideas. And I think lots of her painting in the past has kind of been more about pulling collective energetics or pulling these other things. And now it's like, she's creating from herself and is purely her. And that's a space where she feels most herself. And I was like, imagine if your body is kind of like an empty shell that can hold any energetic. The ideal and why you feel so great when you're painting in that space is because you're bringing yourself into your body. And I've never really thought about, there's been always something slightly confusing about leaving my body or not being in my body, or when you're like where are you? Like, what, But I think the sensation, or like what it is it's not my energetic in here. It's not my truest soul essence. So it's not
Totally.
necessarily that I'm leaving because I'm still consciously aware, I'm still here,
Yeah.
but it's that the thing that I'm in, or that I'm allowing to inhabit my whole system, is an energetic that's in a collective, or is an energetic that's coming up from an emotion. I'm letting my body dictate what energy is going to run in my system. There's a moment by moment choice of what we are embodying. And I think it goes down even to the subtle energetic level of what energetic is inhabiting my system right now that I'm running off of. Is it my truest and purest soul essence? Is it an energetic that my mind is kind of creating and fabricating and then calling in? Is it a collective energetic? Like what is it? And I think that's the stability that we're creating. Just from an energetic perspective, that's the stability that we're creating. Is what is it like to fill your system with you consistently and constantly, even when you're navigating the world, even when you're out in the collective? Because if you're filling your system with the collective, the thing that's missing is you.
Yeah.
The thing that's not inhabiting your system, radiating out into the world, the impact you're not having is the thing that's actually you.
Yeah.
So I think there's something about that context that's starting to land and helping me make sense of lots of these ideas, like leaving my body or all these things, because I never quite got it, because I'm like, but I'm here. But like, even though my consciousness is here, even though my body's here, the energetic isn't me.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense too. When we were talking about my mom and she had that like crazy ass experience.
Yeah.
And I was like, Mom, where are you?
Yeah.
You're not in there.
Yeah.
But I mean, she was, but
she
also,
was, her consciousness was there, but
Yeah.
she was completely overtaken by other energetics that weren't her, that were like
Totally.
despair and hopelessness and like giving
Death.
up and death. Yeah.
Wow.
It's an interesting way to think about it, huh? It's helping things click.
Cool. Yeah, it's sorting through way more.
And it makes sense from that perspective. Like, the collective energetic feeling into everything is filling our own body with everything and still kind of keeping a pin on ourselves so that we can be a leader.
Yeah.
Like, that doc talks about past generations and past iterations of this collective, and how when the majority of people are on autopilot and can't sort through their own emotions or energetics, lots of the leaders ended up being people who were able to kind of feel into everything and go, you know what, like what we're collectively feeling here. And I even think about like energetic updates and like lots of like these people, like what we're collectively feeling here when I feel into everyone's essence and souls is this. And everyone goes, oh yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling. But because more people are waking up to their own energetics, because they're becoming more of themselves, it's no longer, oh, what we're feeling is this, because they're like, yeah, like I know. It's more so like, hey, you can just be this all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm living proof of it.
Yeah.
And that message is the new collective, almost like guiding post. That is what's on the cutting edge of the collective now. Yeah, this new wave of leadership. We call it leadership of the second paradigm. It's being able to fully individualize, be yourself in the world, but not just be like a blatant self or whatever's out there. It's not just about being loud and proud.
Right.
It's about like fully embodying that soul essence as much as physically possible and dealing with all the conflicts that are there.
Totally. Yeah, I love that.
It's interesting. It makes me think about all the body's energetics and the things that the body's holding on to. You know, like, no, but this is absolutely true. Like, you can't fill this with soul because I need this in order to survive.
This helps me survive.
Yeah, like this energetic of burnout, or this energetic of overwork, or this energetic of like
scanning.
Yeah, of scanning and processing. Like, I need this. If you fill this with soul, then the piece of me that I need to survive will no longer exist. It's wild. It's wild.
Yeah, I'm a big like scanner for safety. I'm like scan. What's going on? So to take that piece away and fill that with soul and know that I'm good and safe and there's nothing to scan.
Yeah.
It's very confronting.
Yeah, it's equally as confronting for me with understanding what's happening. Like, if I don't have context, I start to freak out. And that's what
Like on
has made
Monday.
me such a good channel. Yeah, that's what has made me such a good channel. Is like, I can typically see what's happening for myself, for our life, and for everyone around me. But like, I don't need that. unless I do, and then it'll just come in the present moment. But if I'm fully here all the time as myself in my own energetic, like that capability is only going to expand.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool. That's awesome.
That was me clearing a little bit of my body's energetic to make more room for my soul.
In case you're on the audio version.
Let it land.
I'm going to stretch my legs out.
Yeah, totally. Bring them over.
Thanks, love.
Yeah, this is cool. Like I'm excited that we're going back and teaching this now, because I think we have so much context. Like
so much
if
more.
we were to have taught this before, we essentially would have just taught the doc. But it's cool now that we have all of these layers around it. And even it's funny because the shame doc that's coming through that we've been unintentionally plugging throughout this
I know,
week,
the shame doc that we won't tell you about,
because it's like a third of the way through. Even that one, there's a subheading in there that's a guide for empaths. And it's essentially helping to continue to extend into this. So I think there'll be some things in that shame doc that we'll end up teaching in a guide for empaths too. Just some of the context around it, because there's a lot here.
Yeah.
Because it's not just as simple as I have to be disconnected from the collective. It's also being able to recognize what those collective energy looks like, feel like, and why, and the context around it, and then how to fully embody yourself and what to expect when you're doing that. Because even when you're doing that, all of the body spheres come up, and it feels like, but it's really convincing when that person tells me that I need to do this particular work and they're reflecting this back to me. It's really convincing when that person gives me a new reason to think that there's something wrong with me. It's really convincing to look out into the world and see hundreds of thousands of people with this new latest hashtag about what's wrong with humanity, and I feel that peace in me. It's convincing to try to do that work as quickly as possible, even though it's not really here for me. Like to be able to dive into all the subtle intricacies of it feels really important. It's exciting.
Yeah. What I feel most important in those spaces, because it's easy to like wish that someone had the answer for you, and it's easy to like want to seek out someone who can just tell you what to do. But if you're anything like me, you don't want to be told what to do. So that's number one. And then number two is really like what I think is the most useful is just being in that soul space with people. And I feel like we do that really well. I'm like constantly plugging how amazing we are, but I just feel it. Like I know personally myself, I know I'm great at that. So then together when we're doing that, it's like kaboom,
cool.
kapowie, kazowie. It's so much more about just like being in that space and like listening. Like I feel like I listen and then you translate soul for them.
And you also just sit on their soul truth, and you like really you go like yes that's it, and you really highlight all of their soul truths and dial into it, and then I lay the context around it.
It's cool.
It is cool. I do love that we get to do this work, and
that's awesome. It feels
very very helpful.
It feels really special. I like doing it. I like that it's so much less about like telling people what to do. Like I don't really feel like we do that, which is just awesome. And I also think that can be confronting, because it's like, David, you're the channel, just tell me, like, what are you getting? Tell me what to do. And it's like, well, what do you think? And it's like, oh, I don't know, I just need to like chill the fuck out. And it's like, perfect, that's what you need to do.
That's what I'm getting too.
That's what I got. You're right on track. But it's cool because it's so much less about being told what to do, because we do really already know. And like that sounds like, and at various points in my life that sounded like such a stupid thing that people would always say, the wisdom is within. I just think the wisdom is just fucking here. And I think we just hold that space for people to be able to pull from their own unique wisdom.
It's funny that you said that. I was as you were saying that, I guess it just came in. I was feeling into the like, almost how the old way to deal with all of it is just to go hermit. like go up into the tall mountain and get clear.
Totally.
But like what we're talking about is how to be yourself in the world.
Yes.
Like it's not about the social media cleanses. It's not about getting off Facebook. It's not about getting off Twitter and Instagram. It's about being able to be yourself even in those environments.
Yeah.
It's about energetic solidity, not about energetic protection.
Yes.
Or like,
oh, I love that.
you know, or like pulling back. Can't think about the word retraction, whatever,
withdrawal.
right? Yeah, an energetic withdrawal from the world. It's about the solidity to be able to be yourself no matter what's there.
Yeah.
And at least for me, that's taken a lot of context and understanding, and there's an element of the personal work to be able to feel into it and differentiate that.
Yep. Yeah. It's not a journey that's for the faint of heart. Faint of soul. Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
You want to kick over to video only?
Sure.
Yeah, let's do it. Our video peeps.
I know.
About to get some exclusive content coming at ya. Deeper layer, deeper dive.
Yes. Yes.
And if you want to continue this conversation, then head over to thesecondparadigm.com/47 or just secondparadigm.com. You'll see it. It's there.
It's on there. Go to our homepage so you can see how pretty it is. And then you can poke around.
And then you can click on offerings and it'll be in there in the menu. But yeah, I'm excited to talk more about this because it's an important conversation to have. I'm excited for all of our people, including those listening here, to no longer be swamped by all these energetics because it's a lot.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
Yeah, we have plenty of stuff.
It
to sort
doesn't make
through
you like cool. It's not like cool to be an empath. Like that's so weird. People in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, people are always like, "Oh, you must be an empath."
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck? This is a weird thing to tell somebody. What is that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
And I remember that awareness was incredible the first time I had it because I used to always go out and feel massive social anxiety. And there was this point where I went, oh my God, I'm feeling their anxiety.
Yeah.
Where I was like, because I felt really comfortable in myself. And I was like, I don't know what's going on. Where when I go out, I like almost can't talk to people because I'll get in these conversations and all the energy would build and all the tension would build. I'm like, what is this? And there was this one woman, it was like in 2014 or something at my, in Portland or something. My brother threw a thing for my birthday. I forget when it was, but this one woman was like, hey, you know, you're just feeling other people, right? She's like, imagine it's just a faucet, just shut it off. And I was like, oh my God. I can like be in the room. And I was like walking around, I was like talking to people and I'm like, oh my God, this is okay.
I can do this.
I can talk to you. This is crazy. Did you know there's like a faucet and you could like turn it on and off? So it was a big deal, but now it's refining even more. And it's like, you know what? You don't actually have to feel any of it.
Yeah.
It's not a faucet you turn on and off. Just turn it off and call in what's actually here.
Yeah.
Like
Call in
it's
more
time.
of you.
Yeah. We have enough awareness and stability that we can land ourselves.
Yes.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. All right.
Video
on
only.
to video only. And for those just on audio, keep going.
Keep trusting.
And
welcome home. Oh, yay. Hi, video people.
Hello.
Again. Or you haven't left.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I love this stuff. I love reading the docs and doing all these things. And I'm going to record an audio soon too.
Of the doc.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so funny the audio thing. I always get really in my head about it because I want to get things out as soon as possible. But I think there's a timing with it too.
Yeah. Yeah. Always.
Yeah.
That's fine. I know there's that same little bug.
I know.
Comes back day after day.
Yeah, just loves the energy.
Week after week. He's teeny tiny. I don't even think it's a fruit
fly.
Oh, is it a fruit fly?
I think so.
It's like a baby fruit fly. The other day, David just went like this and got one. His fingers.
Yeah, it was like a Mr. Miyagi moment with like the chopsticks.
This is so cool. And he was like, "Oh my God, I caught it!" It was like, "Oh, that was awesome."
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What else is here?
What's here for you today? Let's have a conversation.
Comment below. Let us know what you're thinking, feeling.
Yeah.
I love getting the comments.
Yeah, for sure. We reply to all of them.
Yeah, I only have notifications turned on for when I receive payment and when we receive YouTube comments. It's true. Nothing else. 'Cause fuck that noise. That's craziness.
I'm actually curious if you do go comment how all of this is landing with a guide for empaths and with the collective, and if it makes sense, and if you have questions, it'll help us teach better too.
Yeah.
because there's so many intricacies of it, and I don't always know the way people are talking about it internally.
You know what's funny? We always talk about the collective, and then we talk about the collective.
I know. Yeah, it is funny with disconnecting from the collective. Yeah, it's so funny.
Because then we have the second paradigm.
Our second paradigm collective, which is our community.
Group of people. Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah. Maybe that makes no sense to some people, huh?
Yeah.
Where they're oh yeah, and she posted it to the collective.
Oh yeah.
Like it's a weird way of saying she posted it on Facebook.
Yeah, maybe we can say the second paradigm collective.
Yeah,
group.
sure.
I don't know.
Yeah,
just more
it's
refining. It feels helpful because we're using the same words to describe two entirely different things.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I had something more exciting to say.
I know. Sometimes the energy just falls off.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. I imagine you can feel it on your end too on the podcast where the energy just starts
You're like,
tanking.
oh, and you are starting to look at the time. You're like, how much is left on this?
How much? Yeah, you start clicking on the video and like, oh, it's still going. Oh, wow, there's still 5 minutes left. That's weird.
Wonder what they're going to talk about. Are they going to get their shit together? Because right now it's boring.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I get it.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're still here, thanks for tuning into the video. It's always fun.
Yeah. Thanks for hanging out with us.
And thanks again, Bobby.
Bobby, our shout out of the day, week,
shout out of the
podcast,
shout out of the
episode.
Minisode.
How many minutes are we in? 30.
30.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we're pretty good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Anything profound that we can say here to clip as a teaser for the audio listeners?
That's hilarious.
Let's see. Let's clickbait them.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
I think that was the clip.
Yeah, sometimes there's just nothing.
Yeah, I know.
Sometimes there's just space.
Yeah.
It's so tempting to just follow structures perfectly, but like the structures are just there to be able to, I don't know, like sometimes the energy's there for them and other times it's not. But I love that we do this, and I love that we have this section now, and
totally, it's
we get
fun.
to kind of kick people over to YouTube and say what's up, and you get to watch the video, and I think you feel so much more on the video than you do than you do just on the audio. And
you can comment. You can't comment when you're watching it. When you were listening to an audio. Yeah. And like you may have things that come up and you like want to say something about it. Like that's what I love about doing our Facebook lives in our mini courses is it's like we get like this back and forthness with you, which is really cool. Yeah. So yeah, even while we're live, it's cool. Yeah. That's really, really cool. I know. I was even wondering if we could do these live, if we could do YouTube podcast lives. I think it's possible. Is it a lot more work? It's possible. We would have to go live Monday, Wednesday, Friday at the time we wanted to go live. At 7 a.m. Yeah. Fuck that. I know. That's not happening. All right. Never mind. Scratching that idea, guys. My goodness. Don't worry. No way. That'd be so weird. That would be weird. Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. Thank you. Been good as always. We're going to order. Watch you lay down on this one. Chipotle. It's pretty sweet. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's free delivery today. Today's the last Oh, well, it's Sunday for us, but it's Friday for you guys. Yeah, and it's not going to be on this next coming Sunday. I don't know. I don't know. They've been doing free delivery on their app on Sundays. Actually, this is of value. If you end up going to Chipotle, we have told you this, but if you end up going to Chipotle, use the app. Definitely use the app. Customize your order, and you can say like extra rice, extra beans, extra veggies. You can do all sorts of stuff, and then go half and half on the meats, because then you end up getting like 2/3 of a scoop plus 2/3 of a scoop. You end up getting David loves a good deal. I do love a good deal, and it's crazy when you order through the app. It is jammed packed full into the whole. Oh my god, it's into the so whole tin. Full. You lift it up, and the guac sticks to the top. And like there's like guac and lettuce on the top. That's how you know it's really full. Yep. Really full. I had three meals out of this last one. That's insane. Yeah, so much food. That's ridiculous. I love stuff like that. I know. We were driving today, and there was a nail salon or like a massage place or something, and Miriam was like, "How do these places stay open?" And I was like, "Because people love a good deal. Because it's one of those places where it's like $39 massage." And it's like, oh crap! Like that's a crazy deal. I can go to for Elements like 3 hours. Get like $100 10-minute massage, or you can go to that place. Yeah.
That's like obviously shady and weird.
Oh, so weird. We walked into one of those. Remember, we were going to go get a foot massage.
Oh man, yeah, because it was one of the deals.
Oh my god, I'm so glad we didn't. It was so dark and
was so
scary,
weird,
and the
yeah.
lady was like mad or something. I don't know. We didn't have an appointment,
Yeah,
so she
she's
like
like, do you have an appointment? She's like, oh, we have people coming in. Yeah, it's like people were lining up and making appointments to get these like $19 foot massages.
But do you really think that's all it was? It feels like, I don't know, like HJs and stuff.
Maybe, lots of places have that.
But they just don't tell you.
Yeah,
Do you have to ask for like
lots
the
of
secret
places.
item?
In San Diego especially. I remember having a conversation with a couple guys and they were like, oh yep, that's one. And I was like,
Oh,
holy
really?
crap, yeah.
What do you ask for?
I don't know how you go about it. I don't know.
You just walk in with an
Yeah,
erect
I remember
penis.
a friend back in the day had
Ask
an
for help.
awkward story about one. An awkward story. Yeah. I'm not gonna tell it. It was just,
I'm not
and
gonna
then he was like, and then I like went back again to like try to make it better. It was just as awkward, Like,
Wow.
so funny. It's
Okay.
crazy the whole underbelly of like the collective that like still exists.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
I mean, yeah. I mean, there's
Wild.
prostitutes walking on Aurora.
Yeah.
It's like still.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I just, yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, I'm curious what would happen if all of those things became legal, Like we were actually talking about the legalization of marijuana and how like we're not necessarily stoked about everyone smoking pot everywhere.
I get annoyed smelling weed everywhere. I'm
Me
like,
too.
ugh.
And like having like high like shopkeepers and stuff where you walk in.
Yeah,
like,
you walk in and people are
and it
high.
like smells like pot and they're like not even really there.
Yep. It's
Yeah,
weird.
It is weird.
And I guess it's the same legalization as with alcohol. Like
Yeah.
it's also strange to see drunk people like
Yeah,
walking
it's
around
true.
and
like every night people like out screaming and like
Yeah.
peeing on walls and stuff.
yeah.
It is weird. It is.
And it's like, wait, this is what's legal? This is so strange.
Yeah.
Because I don't participate in any of that anymore. I have
know.
no desire.
I know. We would be going to more things if we
I know. We were looking up events or things to go to last night, and David's like, well, there's some
like,
stuff happening
all
at bars. I was like, should we start drinking? Should we take up alcohol?
I just couldn't.
It's almost been a year. Even
Yeah.
more than that, but
Yeah. I mean, I almost been a year since we had like 3 sips out of a tiny little bottle of like red wine or something that we popped at New Year's.
Champagne.
Champagne, yeah.
for New Year's.
Sparkling.
Yep.
Sparkling bubbles. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I know, and it was just like, ooh, this is.
Oh, but we
does
were
not
talking
taste
about
good.
it and I was like, but I prefer that it's legal because it's so shady. It's
Yeah.
so shady and
I know
so
you made
sketchy.
you made a good case.
So I mean, the people are going to smoke weed anyway, but they
Right.
don't have to go over to like the dude's house down on like
100th
85th. Yeah, that like it's like super dark and sketchy, and you pull up and like roll down your car window, and
Mm-hmm.
this guy comes out with like a gun on his belt, and he's like, "Oh, here's your nick, man," and you're like, "Oh, thanks, bro. Here's your 5." And
Mm-hmm.
yeah, there's just all that sketchy stuff starts to kind of to move, and
The sketchy stuff is just now in a box in a store because it still feels weird.
It still does feel weird, but it's like isolated, And I don't know.
It has the same frequency as like liquor stores. Like it has that same like,
Totally
ooh.
similar, yeah. Where it's like there's something different about that place.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I know.
I think if people are going to do it, it's better that it be legal.
Yeah. I know. Andrew Yang's campaign, you had to like check off all the things you wanted to hear from him about. And it was like a whole list of like everything. I checked every box
Except
except
for legalization.
marijuana legalization. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, that doesn't light me up. I think just I just don't care. I'm like, okay, moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
I know. I can't even get excited about CBD.
I know, it's such
Just
a
funny.
thing.
I want to be excited about CBD. but
Yeah,
I'm
everyone's
not.
excited about it.
Yeah.
I know, I don't feel anything there for me. I'm like,
I know. It's funny.
I don't even know what I'd do with it. I don't feel called to it.
Yeah.
People talk about it all the time. It's in everything. I mean, Matt Kahn was talking about like, oh shit, watch out when it's in your sriracha.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we know the apocalypse is coming.
Yeah. It's like when there's CBD infused sriracha, that's the sign of the apocalypse.
It's
funny.
so funny.
Just a joke, but
Yeah.
so funny.
I know. Someone out
I
there,
know,
someone's out there
I know.
making it. And they probably don't listen to Matt Kahn.
Oh, funny.
They probably just love hot sauce.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fascinating. The whole thing is fascinating. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Good stuff.
That's our ending.
Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for hanging out. Comment below. And we'll have a P.O. box soon where you can mail us presents.
You can mail us CBD sriracha.
Oh, my God. Awesome.
All right, y'all. We'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Love you. Bye. Wait, keep going.
Keep trusting.
And welcome home. We need a new one. We forgot.
See you on Monday.
By soul where the world stands witness.